Hi, it's Bowman. Welcome to my video lesson for Get Jiggy With It by Will Smith. What? Great dancer, Sister Sledge. YouTube analytics says that most of my users are under 40, so they're not going to remember that one. They all know Will Smith, surely. Really? Okay, fair enough. Hi, it's Bowman. Welcome to my lesson for He's the Greatest Dancer by Sister Sledge. No matter where you know this song from, it's another iconic riff from the legendary Nile Rodgers. Let's have a little listen. Okay, so two guitar parts here. There's a chordal rhythm part going on, which I'll take you through. There's also that iconic single note riff, which is so cool. It looks fairly straightforward, but it's actually quite tricky to get that in time and to play it right. So we'll go through that in a bit more detail and we'll have you playing it in no time. If you do enjoy the video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. As always, there are links below to my Facebook and Instagram pages. It'd be great to have you following me on there too. There's also a link to a donations page. Finally, get yourself a copy of the PDF transcription from the link below, so you can use that as we're going through the lesson. Okay, let's zoom in and we'll get started. Okay, so He's the Greatest Dancer and the legendary Nile Rodgers. A couple of guitar parts in this song. I'm going to start with the rhythm part, the rhythm guitar, playing the chords. If you're after that iconic riff, you're going to have to wait a minute or skip forward to it. It's always good to look at the chords we're playing underneath. In terms of the pattern for the verse, the intro and the verse, we're starting on a G minor down here, 3rd fret. G major, G minor, which is playing the top 4 strings. Come to the rhythm in a minute, then we go to a C minor 7. All of these just the top 4 strings for now. That'll be your full C minor 7. To a D minor 7. Back to the G. Those 3 chords. Rhythm wise, for a lot of this rhythm part, always think about your hand always going. Probably the easiest way to do it. You can't always hear all the scratches, especially within the mix of the song, but the way I would do it is to be playing down, up, 16th notes, playing scratches when you're not hitting the chords. That's the way I've notated it. The main thing is to accent those chords that I am showing on the transcription, because they're the kind of the hits that you need to get that groove going. Once you're comfortable with that, you can start playing around with it, missing out some scratches, putting extra bits in, however you like. But we start off 2 beats of that G minor. So down, 2 scratches, up, like that. Then we go to the C minor 7 for a full bar. Kind of rhythm, and then we move to the D minor 7 for 2 beats, and then 2 beats back to the G minor. So the rhythm between the C and the D and the G is quite different, so it takes a little bit of work to get those accents going. So the way to think of it, the first beat is the same for all of them. So the 1 E and A, 1 E and A. Second beat for the C, 1 E and A, whereas for the other 2 it's 1 E and A. So the difference there can catch you out. On the C minor you're hitting it on the and of 2. On the D minor 7 you're hitting it on the 2 E and A. So 2 E and A. So it gives quite a different feel for the C minor to the, and then the same for the G minor. And then the last 2 beats of that C minor, so 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, like that. So go through it slowly. Think about how you're playing it, your ups and your downstrokes. When you speed it up and you're playing along the track, you need to be hitting those chords in the right place to make it work with everything else that's going on. So that keeps repeating throughout the intro and the verse, with the single note line, which we'll look at in a minute, I promise, going on above it. When you get towards the choruses, it stays on the G minor. And then we go to C minor 7, D minor 7, what I'm calling D7 and flat 9, to G minor 7 up here. So C minor 7 to D minor 7, 2 beats each is the same as we've had. This chord here, 7, 8, 7, 8. It's kind of a diminished chord shape, so you could look at that as a diminished chord. I'm thinking that this is going harmonically is how I'm thinking of that. So minor 7, 4 chord minor 7, 5 chord minor 7, 5 chord dominant 7, so you change it to the major third, back to the G. So I'm calling that a D7, those are out the D7, there's the 7th on the top with the flat 9. Up to the G minor 7 up here. Now I wouldn't necessarily play this up here, but looking at live videos of Nile playing it, he seems to move up here. You could play the same chord here, exactly the same notes. If you listen to the recording, he's not really hitting that top string. So G minor 7. So if you're comfortable with that shape, use that. It's a bit more efficient than having to move up and down. Like that. Again, if we look at the rhythm, C minor 7, then we're moving to D on that 2 and. It's kind of pushed. Second time round, we don't do the D minor 7 flat 9, it goes straight back to the G minor down here with 7 added. That's the chorus, keeps going around and then back into it. Okay, so let's have a look at that iconic single note riff that Nile plays. Okay, we're in G minor. And it's pretty much based around G minor pentatonic, down here at the 3rd fret. But he is throwing in some open strings. So we're starting off. So 5th fret on your G string, then the 3rd fret to the open G. You could play it. You could play the G here, on your 5th fret, your D string. But looking at videos of him playing it and actually hearing it, it sounds like an open string, so I'm pretty sure it's muted. Very muted, this very clipped muted. He's using his neck pickup, I think, in his strat. If you listen to it very carefully, again slow it down, you can hear the different accents that he's putting on the notes. Some notes are very soft, almost you can't hear them, but I've assumed that they are there. And other notes are really accented. So it kind of comes and goes a little bit. So I've tried to mark that on the transcription. The little V's on their side, above the notes or below the notes, are kind of accents. So those ones you're hitting them a bit harder. And some of the others you're just really doing it quite quietly. But it's all about getting that groove going. It's got kind of like a bounce to it. So rhythm wise, 3, rest, and 4, and got to get those rests in there. You need those breaks, you need that space. All of those notes are accented because it takes you into the main riff, and then we're jamming on this 5th fret of your D string. So on the 1 beat and the 2 beat they're accented. Trying to make that first one louder, the second 2 a bit quieter. Again, you've got the rests in there, so 1 E and 2 E and then 5 open, 3 3 open, open, all on your D string. So there's that rest, 2 16th notes. That's all pretty quiet and soft. It's not really accented. So that whole bar slowly. Again, notice that space in the middle. It just kind of gives that break between the 2 little phrases. And then to the next bar. Again, look at those accents. It's on all the downbeats. Then we go 3, open on G string, and then back to the original. So that whole bar together. Like that. A bit faster. Put the 2 bars together. sudden it's sounding like that riff. It's essential that you're hitting the notes at the right time on this one, so practice it slowly, either with a metronome, slow down the track, play along with it. It took me quite a bit of practicing to get that up to speed. You're not always hitting the notes when you think you should be hitting them. It kind of messes with your mind a little bit. It's such a cool, iconic riff. That's pretty much it. The only thing I would say is, again, when you're going into the chorus is just the rhythm guitar bit that we've already looked at, but it stays on that G for a bit longer. So you just stay on that G on the 5th fret for another bar, I think. Put your own rhythm in, I did when I played it. So that bit again isn't in the transcription, it's literally just the 2-bar repeated riff. Okay, I hope you got something from that lesson and can go away and play the riff and have a lot of fun with it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon with some more Funk Faves. Thank you.